Alright, what's going on, guys? This is Colt, aka Proximitty, bringing you a brand new video today. I'm a little upset because I just recorded this entire video only to realize that I wasn't actually recording. So now we're coming right back and doing it again, but we are playing Molten Slayer, and I know this isn't in the HCS rotation, which I was going to try to keep the theme for this Slayer analysis series, but this is a new map, and this is something that I've had a couple people say they're having a little trouble learning how to play this map and play Slayer on it. They think it's a little too small for playing 4v4. Which I disagree. I think it plays pretty well. So I figured I could shed a little light on how I like to play it, maybe help some people out. But yeah, so, just trying to keep that competitive theme going on my channel right now. I'm really into the competitive, again, as I mentioned in my competitive itch video. And speaking of competitive, I did a video with the Act Man on his channel about competitive Halo and how competitive Halo could be in Halo 6 and what we think could be the best version of competitive Halo in Halo 6. So, if you want to go check that out, it's actually uploaded today. I'll leave a link in the description below to his channel. Make sure you drop a subscribe when you're over there if you haven't already, because that guy makes some incredible videos. But moving right into this, I'm going to explain a little bit how to play this setup. Let me go ahead and get this guy real fast. Alright, so we killed that guy, but let me get back up here. Alright, so you can see the general way this setup is laying out. The best way to try to play this, actually, we're getting broken in this very moment. I'm going to try to explain this as in depth as I was the first time I recorded this, but hopefully I don't leave anything out that I mentioned then. You kind of want to have somebody in a setup on this map. One in the hut, as you see up here. We have somebody here by the sniper hut. One in the window room, which we currently don't have, which is why we are under pressure and getting broken. One back here towards the bunker, kind of hovering in this area, with a snipe preferably. There he is. Because they can watch the barrels area right here, that little area we call barrels, and then they can also look into the snipe window, or the windows room, they can look into there. And then the other person would be kind of hovering in this area, helping with windows and watching the bottom mid push. So that's the general setup you want to run on this map, but I'm trying to get my shields back to C, but I also know that we're trying to get pushed over here, so I'm trying to land shots, slowing those guys down, and it worked. So now I'm trying to help, just slow down the window push. I know they're over here. I'm moving with my brute because it's a melt machine. I ended up getting shot in the back because I did not see that guy there. Yes, right off the rip, we're having a little struggle holding this. We're playing, it's just three of us right now. It's Justin, myself, and Dallas, and we're playing with a random guy, the last dinosaur. It's not a live dinosaur. But coming off spawn, I just spawned a little out, so I jumped up, tried to get a little flank over here by the window room. I thought I heard somebody. I did hear somebody over there. Okay, I can hear it now. Yeah, I did. That's why I pulled up my AR. Alright, so now I'm in the window room, and I'm trying to hold it for us. We need somebody always holding this window room because quite often they're going to be spawning. If you pull this setup correctly, they will be spawning here. As you can see, this guy just spawned. They're going to spawn back here in the lava area, and oftentimes they will try to push down here or through the tunnel. Dude, I'm so bad with this free flying camera. Down here or through the tunnel into window. So that's the way you want to try to hold it. I'm anticipating somebody coming off spawn and pushing it. That's why I had my AR out and I was trying to get in their face, kind of catch him in the sprint. I ended up getting, I didn't get this guy. Yeah, he cheesed it. He did a weird ass play. He just ran through and just went for it. Okay. Trying to hold the setup here, trying to get them all out, clear them out, and then try to slow the game down. Dino's pushed way too far up for my taste, but he's wrapping back. He's figuring it out. I'm trying to stay alive here. And yeah, I hear pressure. We're getting, pressured here. I went for the ninja because I thought that guy was going to push me, and he ended up pushing Dallas. But we ended up getting two. Alright, so now we can finally start to slow this down, and all of us are alive, and they have two dead. And as I say that, Dino is down. But we will get the setup. You'll see what I'm talking about. So, alright, they killed him let me back it up. They killed him towards the hut, and I was trying to look for the hut. As any good setup is, you can end up helping your teammates from any angle. I'm in the window, but I can still lay support for other people should they need it. And in that case, we needed it. So, hang on, let's watch this part again. Alright, failed the ninja, get the kill. Alright, cool. Alright, now, Dino goes down here in a second. I see that. I knew where he was. I peeked this, we're good. I come back, Justin's in the bunker. I want to make sure they're not pushing, so I'm looking. Then I hear someone to my left with a thruster, turn and hit him with a 5. And I go back to watching the outside. So, you can see me just kind of working the setup, looking around. Justin hits a nice snipe. We're holding it. We're up by 9. Right now we're trying to just slow it down. We finally have the setup control here. Dallas helped me on windows. It's really good to have two people around windows because they often try to break with multiple people. I got a nice 5 on this guy. I jumped out to dodge his nade and I come right back. I called out the guy I saw. You see what I'm doing. You can kind of see him just trying to keep him back a little bit. I actually get this comment. I was 1v1 in this guy yesterday, and he was mentioning this to me. But in this situation here, hold on. I hate this theater. Okay, I want to mention the importance of staying alive here. or just talking about it for a second, or why I did what I did here. So I was ready for this guy, and right here, okay, this guy peeks. Here he is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, he's one shot, and look at my shields. I am at a clear advantage here, but I notice he has a VR when he's shooting at me, and he backs up a little bit. Why did I run there? Why didn't I stay out? Well, one, he has an easier weapon, which is the H2 VR. H2 VR is easier than the Magnum, 100%. Two, I bounced behind this wall. See, he had to throw a nade, but I bounced behind this wall. In order for me to kill him, I would have had to jump right back out. And in that instance, he ended up running, but he could have been out here at that point. You know, he could have been already moving. He's not going to stay in the same place. But if I want to re-peek, he knows exactly where I'm coming from. I have a very small window here. He has a bigger area to work with. And I didn't want to risk that and try to get two-shot and shit on, so I just backed up and I told Dallas and we switched. That's very important because we didn't want to lose the setup. It's more important to try to hold the setup than just try to get greedy with kills. So that's why I did that. And 95% of the time, if you get somebody really weak like that, as you saw, that guy ended up hiding behind the wall. He will end up hiding behind the wall. They're just going to play their life as well. So, now, bringing me to my next point. I actually covered this entire play I'm about to talk about previously, but I'm going to see if I can do it again and hopefully explain it as well as I did the first time. But, alright, I'm going to stop referencing the fact that I've already recorded this video once. Okay. So, Dallas goes down here. Once again, trying to play my life. I'm in a 1v2. Because, right, there were two here, right? Or did he get the first guy? Yeah, he got the first guy. Okay, see, he's dead. Okay, there was two. But I knew I was weak, and I was trying to get out. No, there's the second guy. Okay, there he is. Alright. I'm now one shot. I know there's two in windows, but we need to hold windows. Dino goes down. Justin's last guy alive in bunker. Alright. Now, I backed all the way down here because I knew that if I stayed on the stairs right here just to kind of get my shields back and watch over the AR, he was just going to round the corner and punch me. That guy's pushing up. But also the importance of staying alive. Let me point this out. They're trying to break through windows. They need windows to break our setup, right? Look at them crouching around. They're playing very slow and skeptical because I'm still alive. If I were to die, he would just run in balls deep because he has nothing to worry about. But since I stayed alive, I caused some concern. But now that when Dallas called out where he spawned, I had to back up so far. Alright. Once Dallas explained where he spawned, after I get down here in one shot, I wish I could move faster. I really do. This fast forward is hardly a fast forward. Okay, alright. So we run down here. I see where Dallas spawned. He calls out. I hit this nice little flank. You can bounce off that lava if you do it right and hit that nice little flank. And now, look at this. Dallas and I are right behind him. Dallas gets a Spartan Charger one. We come in, and I help him get the other one. Well, he ended up getting him, but I was there. And look at that. Now we're right back in the setup. So it was just a really nice play. Play like a weasel, you know? If you're trying to hold the setup especially, it's more important to stay alive than anything. I could have stayed out there and tried to, like, get a nade in that door and get a 1v2 to hold window, but instead I just backed off, played my life, waited for help, and Dallas and I pulled a nice little flank and immediately got the setup back. So yeah, so now you just see me trying to hold it down. I made that guy one shot. Dallas ends up getting the kill. I did not mean to hit the arrows, and I'll have to wait till I spawn to get back on me. Shout out to Theater. It is the absolute best. It's gonna make the series a pain, but hopefully I'm helping you guys learn a little bit. So yeah, as you can see, we're still just holding the setup. We're doing well, and we are still holding the lead. I tried to get a nice little nade on that guy there to help Justin out. But yeah, still holding the setup. You guys see how it goes. Pretty soon we're gonna get broken, and then you'll see us try to take the setup back. As you see, I'm just trying to play my life again, and while I'm waiting, I am looking to help Dino. Got my shields back, feeling good. This guy Spartan charges me and airs me out. I mean, I got Spartan charge and then AR. As you can imagine, I was not happy in game. That's two of the, like, noob friendliest things. Not a fan. Alright, now, they got the window room, so we spawned out. That's how you're gonna break a setup, and they did it. So I shoot this barrel to make sure I'm not gonna get blown up while I'm trying to peek here. I'm laying in shots at the guys at bunker. I have a long-range weapon. I grabbed H2 because I want to put myself in advantage. But now that I see that two went down, I can see it on my kill feed right there. I'm immediately going to get really aggressive because I know that my teammates are collapsing on window and snipe. And I'm going to be able to, like, really put some pressure on and try to break the setup right back. I was waiting on this guy, but at this moment, I want to point this out. At this moment, I knew that they were going to spawn behind me. Like, hold on, let's see here. Yep, there he is, right there. See, the reason why I knew that somebody was going to spawn here was because all of my teammates are looking here. There's only two, like, real, like, spawns. Like, the two main spawns are going to get, like, the teams. And that's the window, this area. And then the back lava area. But since we're all looking this way, you know, they're not going to get this spawn. And let me just point out, you would think right now, because of where I am, right? Because of where I am, you would think that this guy's not going to spawn here because I'm kind of in the same room as him, right? But I am looking this way. And spawn influence does not just work on positioning. Spawn influence works on your field of vision. And my field of vision right now, he was not in it. So I ended up realizing that, turned around, and forward the guy. So covered my own ass there, but I also thought, okay, more probably going to spawn there, which there are. But I ended up moving in towards the window because we need to get the window back. Get that guy the nice 4. Start getting shot in the back from that guy tunnel. Playing my life again, but I know they're going to be in lava, so I peek. Here he is. 3, 4. I 4 that guy. This is me talking about the H2 being easier than the Magnum. You know, like, I could hit those shots with the Magnum, but it's just, like, so much easier to just do it with the H2. I picked it up, I got 3 perfects, but, I ended up dying because I was so dumb. I jumped thinking I still had another thruster, and I, like, jumped off the map, and then I tried to stabilize back on, it didn't work. But I spawned at snipe, so I tried to jump over here to, like, get aggressive because I know that they're spawning in here, and I thought I could catch them off guard, but it didn't really work out. So I dropped down, and I needed to move out of snipe anyways, because I wasn't helping anybody there. But then I wrapped to help with window. This guy jumps out, went for the AR play, didn't work out. I ended up getting mapped by a BR, but Dallas cleans up the kill. We're still holding down the window. You know, as long as Dallas stays alive, they're not going to push through there. Hold it down, you know. Okay, cool. Get a spawn. All right. When I spawned here, I knew that something was wrong because I should have spawned towards Justin and Dallas over there. But I bet you, there you go, right there. See that, this guy, Famp? He's pushing in the window. So that means I knew when I was playing, I knew that somebody was trying to probably sneak through mid, and here he is right there. He was crouching, so he wasn't on anybody's radar, and he didn't get called out, but I found him. That was why my spawn was getting dirty, that guy, and, you know, I checked mid because he was probably putting another negative influence towards the bottom there by the staircase. I just want to elaborate on that. I don't want to make it sound like I'm just making shit up. Hold on, let me get back a little bit. So, okay, spawn points. You can spawn up towards the bunker, and you'll also spawn down on the floor where my dead body is right now. Right there in that corner, that's another spawn you'll get. But since this guy was over here, he was casting the negative influence on that spawn, because I'm in his field of vision. So, I'm not going to spawn there. Or I'm very unlikely to. And that is why I immediately decided to check mid, and there he was. So, that's why I looked there when I spawned, and then I ended up hitting these to jump and turn around and help these guys over here with the window. I choked the jump. That's such an easy jump, and I messed that up, and I suck. Anyways, okay, so chase this guy through the river tunnel, end up getting, that nade didn't hurt me at all, and that was just unfortunate. I got really aggressive there. I don't really know why I did that, to be honest, in review. But we're still up by 12, still holding the side of that we want. Got a decent spawn this time. I knew everybody was probably fine. I tried to combat involve that snipe, and my nade did not work. But Dallas was good over there. I just saw him got a perfect kill. You know, he's weak. He called that out, so I turned and tried to help him. Now I'm wrapping to really help him because I don't want to lose his setup, and it's very important to try and hold it. Come in with the AR, easy wins. End up getting a nice Magnum dual win there. I don't know what you want to call that. I won that to keep holding it. Dallas spawned here with Gucci, looking for the spawns. There he is, staring, just waiting to see if somebody's gonna push me. Still waiting. There's one on the stairs there. I end up making him one shot, and once again I'm gonna leave. Because I don't want to risk that. I end up getting Spartan charge, unfortunately. I think Dallas got distracted and stopped looking at the tunnel. But I don't really like risking those situations when I don't have to, especially when I'm trying to hold map position. If I was trying to break map position, I would 100% challenge that guy who I made one shot. But since I'm not, I'm trying to hold it, I'm not going to push out. So Dino made a really good play there. I really like what he did, and I was able to push up for him, but he came right back, so I didn't need to. See, I noticed him. But I figured he was going to die there because he got one shot, so I ended up pushing out anyways. But what he did was, you know, he stopped putting that pressure on at the barrels, and that was a really good play. I liked what he did. He used the proper automatic to do it, like he was using a powerful weapon. I think we got a slow-mo glitch again. Right here towards the end of the game, though, as you can see, we're about to close it out. You know, they ended up pushing through the hut, so I backed up to help with that. I got a shot or two on him, nading over, helping Justin. This guy didn't push. I grabbed the BR because it's an advantageous weapon to have, and I ended up getting pinched. I mean, at this point, we were getting kind of lazy on the setup because we knew we were going to win, and, you know, whatever. I mean, we're already so far in the game, you get what I'm saying. You can learn everything you could have from me at this point. And now we have a slow motion glitch in the theater, so I'm really over it, you know? I already recorded this video once, and I'm sorry if I seemed a little irritated, but, you know, it's not very fun. I'll just keep on fast forwarding it. I ended up 5-ing this guy when he had first couple shots on me. Got a nice reversal perfect for the win. We win, almost got the stake. That's just a good way to execute that setup, and I hope you guys learned how to play this game type. It's not the most... I mean, it depends what you classify as fun. It's not always that fast-paced. You know, if you don't like playing slow and holding setups, then you might not enjoy it. But I personally like asymmetrical maps like that for Slayer. So, Yeah, you can play it if you want, where you just like sprint at the guys at all times. You know, you could play it to where you want to sprint into lava. I'm not saying like the way I said it is the definitive way to play it. It's just like it's the way I like to play it. So you know, you can hold this side and wait for them to come to you. That works if you have the lead. If they have the lead, and let me point that out. We tried to break the setup when we had the lead, but if we wanted to, since we were winning, we could have just all stayed right back here and waited for the time to run out, because, I mean, we're in the lead. We don't have to come to them. That setup only works if they're pushing us. If not, they have to come to us. And then the great thing about that is that's how you can, like, reverse the setup. If you wait for them to come into you and kill you, oftentimes they'll push into your spawn when they kill you, and when you'll spawn on the side with the setup, and then you can have it on them. So if you have the lead, hold the setup. If you don't, you gotta get aggressive. And you don't have to play the way I said at all. It's completely optional. Just want to point that out. These are, you know, if you want to learn from me, great. If you don't want to take my tips, great. Just want to point that out. I don't want to act like I'm like some sort of master of metagame or something. I've never been outside the map. Interesting. Cool. Okay, that's gonna do it for this episode, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next one. Oh, go check out the video on Ackman's channel. Do it, please. Please. Okay, bye.